Hi, I'm Lizzie. Thank you so much for joining us for the second part of the webinar series for using BroadStreet as an educational tool. I'm going to do cooking show style and show you the final fully baked report first before we show you the steps on how to make it. So here's an example of a final report. You can see that I customized the logo, I changed the featured image, I added my own pictures, I added collaborators, and I added new sections. We can share this report through a link and we can print it as a PDF. Now that we've seen the finished product, let's go through the steps on how to create this. I'll show you how to create a story from scratch and how to create a story using a report. We will then edit and add branding. Say our class assignment is to upload a community health needs assessment on an area of our choosing to a group report. First, the teacher will create a report for everyone to upload their project. So let's go to the home page and click Create a New Story from Scratch. We'll name the story CHNAs for our class project. You can see that we have a totally blank story. Let's rename section 1 to Upload Your CHNA here. In this report, I want to add a couple of sections, so I'm going to add a section for COVID data and a health indicator of my choosing. You can see all of the options you can add here. You can add new cards, another banner, just text, whatever you need to make your report successful. You can move this up and down as needed. Before we add any reports to our story, we'll have to create a report. To create a report, let's get started by clicking on the report we want to create. Let's click Community Indicator Report, which would be the most similar to a community health needs assessment. So here you can decide if you'd like to create a new area or use an existing area. Let's click New Area. You can search by county list, zip code list, or by cities, towns, and villages for a comprehensive report. I currently live in the Salt Lake City region, so let's pull counties from here. We have Davis County, Morgan County, and Salt Lake County. We'll call the report Salt Lake City CHNA, and then generate the area. When we generate the area, we can see what areas are included. The county list is the primary area, but if the data is only available at the city level, we can use the city list. The city and zip codes are considered backup areas. So now we click Next. That's it. We've done the secondary data analysis for you. We can now customize this report and then publish it to our class project when we're finished. So this is the rough draft of the report with 0 edits. We can see the logo, date, title, collaborators, suggested text, and most importantly, the data. It's the same report I showed you at the beginning, but we haven't customized it yet. If you would like other data in this report, you can add cards from the map room and other stories that you've created. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So obviously there are some things we want to edit. We showed you the share button before, but now we're going to use the edit button to edit the story. This is found in the upper right-hand corner. So this is the story editor where we edit the story. As you can see up top here, there's a settings button, a shuffle cards button, a view button, which is where we just were, and a save button. Now let's customize the report by adding a logo. To do that, let's go to Settings, Layout and Look, Colors and Brand, and then scroll down to the logo section. We can click Edit and then find the picture that we want to use. When we save it and then refresh the page, we will see our logo in the top left-hand corner. I also want to edit the featured image, so we can click on that image and we can either upload our own photo or we can use one of the pre-selected images. Lastly, I want to rename the report to Salt Lake City Community Indicator Report because this will make it easier for me to find. We can also change the text. You can use a combination of our text, text from your old needs assessments, and new text. We can delete any text we don't want. We can also move around the cards. I want to move the race and ethnicity card up, and I can easily do that when the card is in shuffle mode. I can move the card up here because I think it's most important. Say I don't think this card on air pollution is that important, so I'm going to delete it. We can always add it back later. So let's make sure we're in Cards, Locked, View, and then delete it. We can also compare areas by replacing the area tags. So I'm going to click the Save Card button on the Ethnicity and Race card, scroll down to SLC Community Indicator Report, and then also save it to the Introduction. So we can see when the page refreshes, the duplicated card is down here at the bottom. Let's drag it up so it can be next to the other race and ethnicity card. I can click the name of the area to replace the tag, and I'm going to change it to Philadelphia. So we can write above, the data on race and ethnicity is being compared to Philadelphia. We can see that there's a big difference between the race and ethnicities of each population. Now we can click View and we can see the final community indicator report that we've created. So let's go over here to Stories. We can see our SLC Community Indicator Report. Let's click Save, and then we can scroll down to CHNAs for our class project, which is the story that we just created from scratch. Let's save this story to upload your CHNA here. And then we can click on this story, CHNAs for our class project, and here is the report that we just created that is saved to this story. So if you have a class, you can have everyone upload their CHNAs here. So now let's head over to the map room so we can upload our COVID data and a health indicator of our choice. Say another student is doing their report on Chicago. Let's go to Make a Map and Add Data. The Add Data pulls up the data dictionary, and you can see here that we have over 200 searchable indicators. We can create a map that showcases just COVID data by county, or you can compare COVID cases with another indicator like diabetes. Now let's compare COVID cases and diabetes. We can go back to Add Data and then search for diabetes. When we save it to the map, we can scroll down and click the check mark so that diabetes also appears on the map. We can adjust the transparency for either COVID or diabetes so we can get a better understanding of the data. By adjusting the transparency, we can see that there are a high number of COVID cases and high rates of diabetes. And then we can save the card by pressing Share, and we can call it COVID and Diabetes, and we can publish this card to either or both of the reports that we created. Let's go back to the map room and search for the map that we just created. We can see here that we have COVID deaths and diabetes. So let's go to Save Card, go down to CHNAs for our class project, and save to COVID data plus health indicator map. So now when we go to the story, we'll see the map that we just created saved to the designated section. Now let's change the featured image. As a teacher, we can also invite all of our students to collaborate on this report. So let's go to Settings, Collaborators, Invite via email. You can see Tracy's automatically added to my report. So now to show you what a final class project may look like, I'm just going to add a bunch of random stories and data cards that I have to fill the report. In reality, you would have your students upload their CHNAs and their data cards. All right, and here's the completed report. This is one of the many ways that you can use BroadStreet as an educational tool. To summarize, we can bring community data into your classroom and conversations through stories and maps. You can customize with branding, and you can prepare your students for the public health field. Larger organizations are welcome to sponsor smaller ones, and coupons for discounts are always available. Our genuine hope is that you can get the data right away. After all, it's not just for the report, but the discussions beforehand. We believe that by working together, we can make the process faster, easier, and better so your organization can prioritize the health of your community. If you have any questions, please email hello@broadstreet.io. Thank you for joining today. I hope you learned how to use BroadStreet as an educational tool.